Do you think water-type starters have become more feminine over the years? If you think back to Gen 1, Blastoise literally has water cannons in its back. For a young boy in the 90s, that is the peak of hardcore masculine action figure coolness. Feraligatr is a massive aggressive crocodile, Swampert is a hulking mud monster. These designs represent the dominance and the crashing destructive force of water. But water is not just dominant and strong, it's also fluid and flexible. And I mean, from a game design perspective, it is very common for Pokemon types to represent certain archetypes or some storytelling motifs. Dark types will often represent that a trainer has hidden motives, or poison types can signify stealthy status strategies. Bug types are often used to show growth or evolution from a low level, while dragons often represent rarity, power, or a semi-legendary status, only achieving their full powers at the end game. Or they used to, because these design philosophies changed from what they were in Gen 1, just like Game Freak has changed and the Pokemon audience has changed. In Gen 1, you could never imagine that more whimsical Pokemon such as Tatsugiri, Applin, or Exeggutor could ever be considered dragons. That rarity status that was reserved almost always for pseudo-legendaries has turned into something much more playful. And that same shift has happened to water types, and specifically the starters. So for Generation 7, something changed. Instead of Greninja 2.0, they started exploring water's flexibility in a way that ended up showing through a very queer and feminine lens. We got Primarina, an unapologetically beautiful mermaid singer, even though 8 out of 10 Primarinas have a male gender marker next to their names. One day, I will do a video about how little that matters for our gendered perception of the world, but even though her use in VGC made Primarina really popular, in 2017, Popplio was the most hated starter in Sun and Moon. Maybe because it wasn't Greninja? What followed was the overly shy Sobo and Inteleon, which, for better or worse, is a very slick, flexible, and slimy spy. I mean, I'm sorry, but even though it's the least overly feminine of the starters, this is a twink. And finally, we have Quaqua Valdinilopolis, a flamboyant, unapologetically passionate dancer. Is he gay-coded, or does he just like Carnival too much? Well, nobody's ever really straight in Carnival, so I don't think there's a difference. And our latest addition is our eyeliner diva, and I find Gecqua's gender presentation just fascinating. And a gendered look at Gecqua is very different from the community's view of Sprigatito, for example. The choice of adjectives that fans are choosing have words like diva, cunty, it's almost a drag queen-like sort of femininity. Instead, Gecqua kinda slays. But something I really love about this is the water drop on the forehead, almost like it's a Indu Bindi.